Hi, my name's Julia and I'm also known as a single mum entrepreneur, and welcome to my latest video. Now this one is a little bit longer because it's actually an interview between myself and the CEO of Legendary Marketer, Dave Sharpe. Now Legendary Marketer is a school for internet marketers. It provides online marketing education, and specifically in all the areas of internet marketing, including affiliate marketing. So actually Dave himself is a 9-figure earner, and he has a show called Wake Up Legendary every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And he invites guests on there every day to share their journey, how they started in affiliate marketing or online marketing, what their background is, what kind of successes they've had, what mistakes they've made, generally just to kind of share and try and inspire the community. So I'm actually in Legendary Marketer myself. I started out by doing their $7 introductory course for affiliate marketing called their 15-day business builder challenge. And that's how I actually started my Legendary journey. So I'm actually an affiliate of Legendary's as well. So I promote their training programs. I'm in their community. I'm kind of a student of theirs as well. So if you're interested in learning more about affiliate marketing, then the 15-day business builder challenge for the princely sum of $7 or £5 if you're watching this from the UK is absolutely well worth its weight in gold to give you that introductory feel of what digital marketing and the core online business models are all about. And you can even get to watch somebody from Dave's team build an affiliate marketing funnel within 30 minutes. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and the link to my page where you can sign up for more information on Legendary Marketer is actually the first one in the description. So without further ado, let's get started.
What is going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. We are going to be actually talking to somebody who's already been awake, and she's been legendary for a little while today because she's, I think we'll confirm this, she's actually coming to us from across the pond somewhere over in England, I believe. So you guys are in for a special treat today. She's going to be talking about her success. You can see that up in the title there. And we are going to get into this. If you're brand new, go ahead and do a couple of things. First and foremost, there's a number that's going to pop up magically on the screen. And you can, see, I didn't do that. That just magically popped up on the screen. And you can text that number for reminders. Second thing, if you're going through the challenge or you're sort of at the beginning, get started with a challenge, focus, go through the entire thing. Some of the feedback that we get on the show every morning about just what the education in that simple 15-day challenge has done for somebody, the aha moments, the breakthroughs, the blueprints that they are able to create, establish from going through that challenge. And then, of course, taking advantage of our blueprints, which is sort of our flagship program to teach somebody the core 4 business models to sell digital information, digital products, which is courses, coaching, and masterminds. And of course, you can be an affiliate and sell somebody else's courses, coaching, or masterminds. With that being said, we have a young lady on the call today who is absolutely crushing it as an affiliate marketer, focused, taking action, applying what she's learned, and being a great marketer, being a great entrepreneur. So with that being said, a lot of you guys are going to recognize her, and please help me to give a warm welcome for the second time to the Wake Up Legendary show, Julia Fawcett. How you doing, Julia?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm like, oh gosh, that build-up.
Yes, it's all about the build-up, isn't it?
It's all about the build-up, and then I was feeling very humbled by by your introduction. But hello, it's lovely to be back a second time. Thank you, Dave, for inviting me back.
So we can't help but to notice that you have a bit of an accent, and you're calling in from where?
I am from England. I'm originally from Yorkshire in the north of England, but I live in the south of England. I'm about 20 miles from London in a place called Woking in Surrey. So the region that I live is a bit of a posh part of England, but I'm not posh at all.
Now, do I have an accent to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. But you've been to London before, haven't you? You spent time in London quite a few years ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
my
yeah,
brother.
I was just going to say, where were you in? Where were you in? When were you in London? How long ago?
2014, 2013, actually.
Right. Okay.
Been a little while.
Cool. Yeah.
I did a European venture from Amsterdam to London to Scotland to Rome back in 2013. I haven't been back since, but it was wonderful, beautiful. If you guys are into traveling, you want to travel, that's one of your goals, one of your digital nomad goals, one of you just the things that you want to do more of. That vacation was actually where I proposed to my wife at. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, we flew over to Amsterdam. We went to the Anne Frank house, which my oldest child sort of grew up watching or reading Anne Frank and being interested in that story. And so we got to go and do that, which was really powerful for him to see and experience that being in the Anne Frank house. And then we went on to Rome. I proposed to my wife in Rome. And then, of course, we went to the Colosseum and all the different sites to see. And then we went to London, and we went out to the Stonehenge. I think it's Henge.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, we saw that. That was amazing. And then we went to Scotland, and we went to Tea in the Park, which is a big 50 to 100,000 person huge music festival. We slept at a big teepee and everything, but it was awesome. So again, I say all that to say that if you guys want to travel, that was one of the things, that was one of the trips that my entire family took. Now, we also took my parents along with us. So that was one of the sort of life-changing things that we did. I was able to give my kid an experience traveling, experiencing something new. And that education, that experience was priceless. And, if you guys are wondering what can, having more freedom, more income do for me, it can take you to places and teach you things and give you and your family experiences that you would never have otherwise. And they're powerful. So enough about me. Let's talk about you. So give us a brief nutshell version of what got you into Legendary, what attracted you to Legendary, what attracted you to affiliate marketing and getting started with this business model in the first place. Just give us a quick recap of how you got here.
Yeah, well, I've been in the digital space for about 3 years. And as we talked about when I was last on the show, I'm in drop shipping was what I started in. And I've really been doing it 3 years. I have a profitable store, but it was really like the headache, the daily pain of dealing with customers and all of that kind of stuff. And I thought there's got to be a better way than this, And I've got a friend, Sophie Boyd, who I don't think can join today, but she said to me, she'd often talked about Legendary, and she was already kind of on her journey in affiliate marketing. And I kept saying, well, maybe I'll join. And then finally in March, I took the plunge. I said, right, I'm going to do this business builder challenge. I'm going to do this. Yeah. I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to do the $7 challenge, and honestly, I mean, it's not a cheesy thing to say, but I credit Legendary and that challenge with changing. It has changed my life. It has opened up a world. And you're talking about travel. I like how you called me a young lady, because obviously I'm not. In fact, some people come on my TikTok lives and say, oh, Granny's on. It's like, nice, thanks. Yeah, seriously, it's like, oh, hi, Granny. Didn't know my grandma was on TikTok. And I say, like, didn't you realize that the adults have taken over to TikTok? Hop back to Snapchat or go to Triller or whatever the other one is now. So thank you for that, Dave. But I still have a lot of life to live when I get kind of post 60 into that decade, and I want to travel more. And I would never have got there, as much as people say, yeah, drop shipping, this, that, and the other. There's no way I would have a chance, have a shot at having the kind of lifestyle I want to have and give my children, and the start in life I want to give the children from a financial perspective. I wouldn't be able to do that if I hadn't done that $7 challenge. Because my background is actually corporate sales. I've done all sorts of, been a teacher. I did some modeling in Hong Kong in my 20s. I've taught in Germany. I've worked in software sales for 20 odd years. But I can honestly say I would not swap, even on a month where I think, oh my God, I've got to pay the bills. I would not swap what I'm doing now for what I used to do in any way, shape or form. Completely transformational.
Yeah, that's great. Love to hear it, and glad it had such a big impact on you. You said that you've been full-time since the start of this year. So, I mean, we're talking in terms of the length of how long you've been doing exactly what you're doing now, affiliate marketing, or
Yes.
does that mean drop shipping everything? What I'm trying to prove
Yes.
is that you really are early, or at least I'm thinking that I'm proving here, you're early in this game. I mean, this is not something.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am. I mean, before I was still doing a bit of freelance and contracting on the sales side. I didn't start affiliate marketing until April this year. So I became an affiliate for Legendary in mid-April. And then I did the TikTok challenge. You remember the TikTok challenge we did the first time around at the end of April? That was the first time I actually started making, making a change, moving away from the other online stuff that I was doing and moving into full-time affiliate marketing. That was my first kind of exposure.
Yeah. So I'm interested in what your why is here. You had written down in our questionnaire some things. I'd like you to share that with people who may also be who can I would assume can certainly relate to that. So what is important to you in this business, in your business? How would you define your why?
Well, my why is freedom, really, freedom and flexibility, because I spent a lot of time in the constraints of the corporate world. And because, obviously, as it says in the title, I'm a single mum. I mean, I'm a single mum. I also am a carer, pretty much 24/7 on call for my mum, my elderly mum. So I'm what they call the typical sandwich generation. I've still got a 10 and a half and a 12-year-old, and I've got an elderly mum with a lot of health issues. So for me, I have to have freedom. And I'm not very, I mean, I'm okay with authority, obviously, but I'm not very good at kind of sitting back and kind of playing the corporate game. I was never good at playing the corporate game. I always would be the one who was like a bit outspoken. I used to say, but yeah, couldn't we do it that way? Wouldn't that be better? So on. And I never really fitted in, even though I did it for 20 years. So for me, having been able to define my own schedule, be able to, if I need to have a day where I actually don't get any actual work done, so I'm not sitting at my laptop all day. If I just want to do an hour one day because I feel really tired, or my mum needs me, or the kids, need me, or whatever, I can do that. I don't have to get permission from anyone. I did that for 20 years. And I know a lot of affiliates still have full-time jobs and still do affiliate marketing. But for me, because of my circumstances, I really needed freedom, flexibility. I wanted to just define my own path. I wanted to be in charge of my destiny and my children's destinies. That was basically what was driving me.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how many people can relate to that in the comments, whether we read them here live out or we go back. Julia, you can go back. It's so nice to go back and see people relating to your story when you're sharing it, and that's one of the features, one of the reasons why we still use Facebook here, is because it's nice to get that real feedback in real time.
Yeah.
I think so many people who have kids think that there's or maybe believe, and maybe that's their reality, that there's not enough time. There's not enough time in the day. I've got kids, I'm single, or I have a spouse who's maybe also working, and there's just not any time for me to build my business. There's not any time. There's not any time left for me to start something new at this point in my life. How did you approach that? Was that ever an issue for you? And what would you say to somebody who does think about? I think that's a very realistic fear. What did you battle with that at all? And what would you say to somebody who's feeling like that?
Well, yeah, and I've also battled with the dreaded SOS, the shiny object syndrome. But I actually, and thinking, because as a single parent, well, you don't have to be a single parent, but especially as a single parent, I got used to the hustle quite a lot. So I was always like, hustling to get extra money. Oh, I'll sell stuff on eBay. I'll do this and I'll do that. But when I started in affiliate marketing with Legendary, what I actually decided to do was I thought, right, I'm going to be really structured. I'm going to have to be super, super structured. So my day is mapped out to the half hour almost. Now, I'm not saying, I can't always stick to it. Things do unexpectedly crop up, but I'm really, really committed to giving myself finite amounts of time to get something done. So when, for example, when I was setting up my funnel, when we had the TikTok challenge, and I thought, okay, when I get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, I'm going to need my funnel setting up. I wanted it set up before that, obviously, but I thought when I've got my clickable link in my TikTok bio, I want that all to be done. So I sat down on a Sunday. I think I might have said this last time I was on, and I said to the kids, look, obviously I'm going to cook your dinner. You don't need to come down and start burning your fingers on the stove, but it's going to have to be a help yourself day. Get your own lunch. You don't need me to bring you up a glass of juice or whatever. You can come and get that yourself. I've got a funnel to do. I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to sit down with Matt Helsel's videos, and I'm going to go bang, 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 and get them done. And so what I've started doing is I complete one task before I start the next. Because before, and I still get tempted to do it, I'm not saying it's perfect. Before, I used to be like, oh, I'll start that. Oh, but I was going to do such and such. Oh, yeah, I'll go and do that. And then I get to the end of the day, and I've got all these half-finished tasks. So now I say, okay, this is my day. This is what I'm going to do. Even if it's only one main thing, not to overwhelm myself, I'll get that done. So I get to the end of the day, and I say, you know what? I said I was going to build that funnel or that bridge page, or I was going to make a YouTube video, or whatever it was. I really try to finish one thing before I start the other, because otherwise you get completely overwhelmed. It's like all the tabs open in your head. I have that on my laptop. I honestly, sometimes it almost kills me to close tabs down, because I'm afraid that I might forget some of the things. But keeping the tabs open really distracts me. So I've now started knocking all the tabs off on my laptop of things that I know I'm not even going to look at today. So why have them open,
So
Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. You also mentioned really setting a clear boundary. And this is a word that I want all you legendary marketers and entrepreneurs to become comfortable with. I want you to learn it. I want you to research it. I want you to write it down. I want you to figure out what it means. Setting boundaries is about letting somebody know who you are and what you're doing and what you want. And all too often, we don't have any boundaries. And if you can think of a boundary, think of sort of you're sitting at your desk and all of a sudden you press a button and a clear plexiglass sort of barrier comes up. And it doesn't have a ceiling. So if my kids walked up to it, I can still say, I love you, go back and finish your schoolwork. But it is a barrier that they cannot cross. And when we use words, that is how we set boundaries, because we don't have barriers. That would be weird. But instead, we can say to people, spouses, friends, children, today, this is what mommy's going to do. This is what daddy's going to do. This is, and you can build a routine as well. okay, in the morning, this is what we're going to do. Through this 2020, we've built a very clear routine with our kid and with the babysitter and with various things, various people that we have in our lives. So everybody always knows what we're doing, what they're doing. And if we need extra time, like my wife just asked me if I could help her hang up some drapes before we got our curtains dry cleaned. And it was 9:15, and every day at 9:15, I go and I take a shower because I got to get on this show at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so I said, honey, I can't help you, but I can help you later. And normally what we would do is, or what I used to do was say, oh yes. And then as I'm doing it and making myself late, now I'm getting resentful at her because she asked me to do something when I didn't have time to do it. But what I learned was how to set boundaries around my time and say, no, I can't do that right now, but I can help you do it later. Ironically, I learned a lot of it from my wife, but I heard you set a boundary with your children. And how at one point in your life, were you a people pleaser? Were you somebody who said yes to everything that everybody else wanted? And have you now taken more of a stance for yourself to say no to people and begin to put you and your goals and the things that you want to do first as you've built your business?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I was always a people pleaser. I mean, obviously we all want to make people happy. That's slightly different, but it's very hard to make other people happy if you're unhappy and frustrated yourself, obviously. So like you were saying with your children, I mean, I have done exactly the same with my kids. If they want, my son will say, oh, just come and sit and watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine with me for for he's watched every series about 10 times. Come and watch it for me for a bit. I said, darling, I can't right now. I've really got to get something finished. But as soon as I've finished it, then I will come and sit with you. Because if I sit with you now, I won't even be really here. I'll be downstairs doing what I need to do. And I used to be very much, oh, yeah, okay, then. All right. Yeah, I'll do that. But having to be really, really focused, especially in these last 6 months, we had, 7 months, we had the lockdown. We're still in our second lockdown in the UK. We're still in national lockdown till I think the 2nd of December. But the first one, for 4 or 5 months, I just had to say to the kids, look, I am building a new business. I'm building my affiliate marketing business. I'm building a presence on TikTok. This is my focus. That's all I'm going to be doing. So, I'm going to tell you if I don't have time. I mean, it sounds really awful, doesn't it? It sounds really harsh, but I've had to become rich. In order to be driven and reach your goals, you have to set those boundaries. Otherwise, you just get pulled in a million different directions and then you never get anywhere. So I've seen after 7 months, the results of me being really focused. I mean, obviously I've still got a long way to go, but I've really seen such a huge shift in my business approach since I started as a legendary affiliate back in April. Massive. I've changed completely the way I work.
So you said that I want to cover one thing in terms of your strategy, then I want to come back and sort of wrap up with how joining and being a part of this community and the relationships that you've made have been game changing. But I want to start with something that you actually wrote to us before coming on. When we invited you on, we gave you a little questionnaire. You said, and we asked you, what are you currently getting results with? And you said, I'm getting great results with TikTok. You have 89,000 followers from 0 in April. You've built an email list around 2,000 subscriptions, 2,000 subscribers from nothing. You've grown a YouTube channel from 5 subscribers in March to 1,250 now. You've been signed up by a company that offers work from home jobs to create paid weekly content on TikTok and YouTube. It took you about 3 months to start seeing some results. You've earned $5,500 in affiliate commission since July. Since I made an income claim there, I want to say that that's not typical. These results are Julia's, and you may make more, less, or nothing at all. But you also said what you're finding is really helping is the relationships that you're building on TikTok that you can then nurture with emails, and in particular one-to-one Zoom calls. You said the latter is really making a difference. You guys can go and watch Julia's TikTok channel. As a matter of fact, we'd recommend you go and follow her and add her to your network. Okay, we'll put your TikTok handle up here in a second. But tell us how, in particular, the relationship building is making a big difference. What are you doing with the Zoom calls? That sounds interesting. And how would you summarize this success that you've had, which is extraordinary? Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm thrilled that you're experiencing the success. You deserve it. But tell us what you think are the big things that are moving the needle for you in terms of all the accomplishments that you've that I just listed out.
Well, I mean, the main thing is that I focused on, I mean, from an affiliate marketing perspective, I focused on one offer. So I was focusing on Legendary. I mean, I am starting to branch out a bit and you know, with other affiliate products, but Legendary is you know, my number one, you know. So I focused on Legendary and I focused on TikTok. I picked a platform and I picked the product, or the product picked me, but you know, it's a mutual thing. So I decided that I was going to go all in. I wasn't going to spread myself around and go on loads of different platforms. You know, I thought, I can't do Facebook groups right now. I don't have time to start a group. I'm not going to focus right now on YouTube, because ultimately YouTube started growing because of TikTok. But I just focused, and that was it. I focused. I was consistent on TikTok every day, and I just took action every single day. And I think that made such a big difference. So I did away with shiny object syndrome. I thought, I'm not going to start looking at all these other little ways you can make money. And I don't mean kind of side hustle. I just mean all the things that drop into your inbox from other affiliate marketers saying, hey, I just found this great product. It's going to make you 12 grand in a day. Go and check it out here. Now, I'm not knocking that way of affiliate marketing at all. But if you've got shiny object syndrome affliction severely, it's bloody torture. You know, it's like, no, I don't give me something else to look at, you know. So I thought, I'm not gonna entertain it. I'm gonna do TikTok. I'm gonna make daily content. I'm gonna talk about Legendary or the 15-day business builder challenge. You know, I'm gonna talk about that. Is it? And I think, and so I grew the list. I had no email list. I had nothing at all. I didn't have, you know, all I'd been doing was drop shipping. I had a bunch of moaning customers with my drop shipping store, you know, that's it, complaining every day about stuff. So, you know, I didn't have anything. So my drop shipping, oh my goodness, so it'd be another story. If anybody wants to be put off drop shipping for life, just talk to me. And I'd say that I can quite hand on heart say, you know, affiliate marketing is the best business you can do, hands down. You know, no matter what you kind of branch into or what niche you're in or whatever, affiliate marketing is hands down the best business to start. Yeah. So being focused was my number one thing. You know, that was really, I feel, what got me. And just being driven, and like you said, building those relationships. What I found, to that other part of your question, is that when people come into my world, I don't just want to speak to them through an automated email sequence, you know, from my autoresponder. And some people do reply. Sometimes they reply and to my email address and say, is that you, Julia? You know, I've had somebody say, is that you, Julia? Are you really there? Or is this, you know? And I mean, some people will start the challenge, or they'll, you know, and then they'll drop off, and you try and contact them and they never respond. And those people aren't serious, you know, or maybe they're just not in the right place right now. So that's fine. That's up to them. But what I try and do is kind of envelop them a little bit, you know. So when I was in corporate sales, we didn't just pump out a load of marketing material out there and not follow up with people, you know. If I have leads, I follow up with them. Yeah, I don't I mean, I suppose if I had 10,000 leads, they might be quite difficult. But I follow up with people. I drop them an email, and I just introduce myself. Hey, I see you've started the challenge. If you want to, I know obviously when they're going through the challenge, they they have their business plan advisor, but they've kind of bought into me too, and I just want to enhance that experience for them. I want to do what I used to call in the corporate world business discovery, but in a different way. So I'm like, well, okay, so what what do you do then? What's your job? What are you looking for? What's the situation? I just have what my old sales director from IBM used to call it a fireside chat. Yeah, so I have these fireside chats with people. If you imagine sitting by the fire with a mug of cocoa and your slippers on or whatever, and I have this little chat and I just get to know them. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're suddenly going to go, oh my goodness, I've got to buy from this woman. But it's nurturing. Yeah, you see, now, and I'm seeing that actually, as much as I have to learn about automated sort of email marketing, I have to apply that nurturing process that I used so well in my corporate days. And if that's a one-to-one Zoom call, face-to-face, hi, yeah, you're really talking to Julia. Yeah, she was the one on TikTok. How are you doing with the challenge or whatever? If they're just connected with me and they've, come in as a lead in some other way, I'm just having a conversation with them. And I'm finding that is integral to relationship building rather than just relying on some digital kind of communication, if that makes sense,
Total sense. And I think there is too much of a seduction and addiction to the fantasy of automation.
Yeah.
Would you agree? I mean, every marketer's got is looking for the secret software, the secret automation trick. And quite frankly, legendary success is because I'm on live here Wednesday, November 25th at 10:32 a.m. Eastern time, talking to Julia Fawcett, who is over in England or where,
somewhere working,
sitting live in her, kitchen, and and I'm doing it every day. And we're also having conversations. Our advisors are having conversations, and I think that there's a big addiction to automation and sort of this idea of not doing anything. And it's so much more enjoyable to just reach out to people. And it's actually more fun because people are, if they see you on the internet and then you reach out to them, a lot of times they have that big reaction, like what you were just talking about, like, is it really you? And if you've never had somebody react to you like that before, it's kind of fun, at least in the beginning, right?
It is a bit. Somebody said to me, someone, my idol's talking to me on email. I'm like,
right.
Idol? Really? I'm just the lass from Yorkshire. I'm not, I'm just this middle-aged woman from Yorkshire on TikTok. It's not. But yeah, if you have somebody who has taken the time to buy into your world in the first place, why wouldn't you try and talk to them? Now, they may not reciprocate, and that's fine. They may not. But why not talk to them? Why, kind of, because it's all about kind of authenticity. And I think at the moment, because like you said, this addiction to automation, everybody's seeking this way to, automate conversations, automate this, automate that. And it's like, no. And at one stage, Dave, I thought maybe my sales background wasn't actually my good old traditional sales background wasn't relevant in today's world. Now I realize just how relevant it is, how relevant it is to be actually having real human conversations and just dropping in, say you've got somebody who's done a few days of the challenge. That's another unique selling point of Legendary, is that they get the business plan advisor. Yeah. So they get, and that's something which you don't see offered elsewhere. So they have somebody to help coach them through it. But why wouldn't you drop in on them and say, hey, how are you doing? How are you getting on? How are you getting on? Anything else that you're struggling with, or anything that you want to chat about, or, why wouldn't you just kind of take that chance? Because it's really worth the investment. They're investing their time and a little bit of money at the start. So invest something back, and help them along their journey.
Yeah.
Give the value.
One of the most effective emails you guys can send out is actually an email. It's the 9-word email that revives dead leads. It basically is a strategy that was developed from a guy named Dean Jackson. He's sort of an old school online marketer, lives here in Florida. And basically how the email goes, I actually wrote one for one of our coaching clients here at Legendary, somebody who enrolled in the blueprints and coaching. And many of you guys may recognize his name, Sergio Sixtos. Basically, the body of the email, basically, if you were even sending this out to your entire list, it would go something to the effect of, I didn't see any record of you enrolling in the 15-day online business builder challenge. Are you still interested in learning how to make money online? Hit me back. And this is basically are you still interested in blank? Let me know, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, here would be this happens to be 3 words, but it's roughly a 1-sentence question that you send out to your list. And one of the best things you can do to your list is actually get people, your email list is actually get people responding back to you, because that also shows Gmail and Yahoo and Live and all these different email platforms that they should inbox your messages more, because people are responding back to your messages. There's 2-way communication going on versus just 1-way. So it's sort of a way to hack the email marketing game to get your messages to land more in the inbox. But if you were to send this message to people, they would, and you could, didn't see any record of you enrolling in blank. You could really even switch this out for anything, but it just happens to be that we were talking about him as an affiliate of ours. If they haven't enrolled and they replied, maybe they say, no, I haven't gotten started yet. I just wasn't sure. It slipped my mind or whatever. You might respond with this message. And if they have enrolled, you might respond with this message, which would sort of encourage them to maybe invest in some of our other training. I'm going to copy and paste this right into the comments. You guys can take this and potentially use it if you want. I just pasted it in the comments, so you guys can actually use that if you want. But you're doing fireside chats via Zoom message and so forth, but just even creating a 2-way communication, whether it's via email, whether it's via Facebook chat. What I just did was an example of using some automation, using a bit of, basically just emailing that message out to your list and asking them a question. And then when they respond back, now all of a sudden you're emailing back and forth with people, and you can at that point, give them information. You can invite them onto a Zoom call. But what you're using, Julia, is what really I wish more marketers would do, because like I said, that addiction, that fantasy to the secret automation tool that's going to do all the work for me really truly doesn't exist. It actually is a farce. That is a scam. And the reason why I say it's a scam is because what I define as a scam is something that I believe in that isn't real, or that that I maybe would buy, but then there's nothing actually there once I buy it, right?
Yeah.
And this idea that I'm gonna find something. Basically, I'm gonna find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. there is no pot of gold. And what I see more marketers doing than anything is working really hard, trying not to work. And if they would just do the work that you're doing and the work that I've done that is attributed to all my success, not only would you make more money likely, but you would also have a hell of a lot more fun. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And would you add anything to that?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Totally, totally. Because I mean, for me, I mean, I'm obviously kind of a chatty person anyway. I'm kind of a talkative person. I love building relationships. I love building relationships. And yeah, whether you're doing that by email for whatever, it might be where you're in different parts of the world. It's very hard to have a Zoom call, at the right time for both of you. But yeah, because people, it's the sales, people buy from people. That was the old sales adage, or people buy from people they, know, like, trust, if you want to expand it. But this is the thing, people don't buy from an automated system, but was certainly not something kind of high ticket. That's for sure. So yeah, I mean, I fully believe that we need to, as affiliate marketers, we need to kind of get away from thinking that, we're just going to drop a few emails in an inbox and then suddenly, boom, the sales are kind of going to appear. So yeah, that's I totally agree with that, Dave.
So finally, what I want to ask you about is, is how, we had asked you, is there anything else that you want us to know before the call? And you said, I want to get across how life-changing my decision to join Legendary has been. The amazing people I've met and the encouragement I've received from the community has been transformational. Now that we have you here, it's one thing to read something, but why did you want me to know that? Why did you want to share that on the call? We certainly appreciate it, and I'm thrilled that you've gotten so much value. And obviously that's why we do it. I mean, we're obviously a for-profit business. This is how we provide for ourselves and our families, and how we help a lot of our, but to hear that back is much appreciated, and it makes it all worth it. But why do you feel that that's important for me to know, but more importantly, for everybody else who's listening to know?
Well, because I mean, it's not even necessarily from a financial perspective, because I still have a long way to go. I mean, yes, things have gone very well so far, but I think even if you took that away, and this is especially for people who are just starting out, because it took me a couple of months to kind of get into my my groove. But I think it's important for people to realize that, this, being part of this community, a community like this, will actually help them get to where they need to be. So even if you took if you took away the sales that I have made and the commissions that I have earned, I would still have changed my life, or Legendary would still have changed my life. It would still be the same, because a door has been opened that wasn't opened before. I'm still learning about affiliate marketing. I learned a bit about it a few years ago, but never actually put it into practice. I'd not built a sales funnel before before April, when I carefully followed Matt Helsell's training and painstakingly put the funnel together. I still have to keep referring back to that training if I'm building a new funnel. But I would never have had this door opened if I hadn't have done. So regardless of any financial success, I think people need to kind of appreciate what we have here in terms of the support. And I've met some amazing people. I've met some such lovely friends, and it's also helped me, kind of, now I'm branching out on YouTube, and I've got, like Victor Paredes, for example. I think he was on here recently. Victor so very kindly gave me a mention of one of his videos, one of his YouTube videos. He's got a massive channel. It's great. So it's just like the support that you get when you kind of bond and join forces is unparalleled, quite frankly. I think there's a purity with Legendary that I don't think is anywhere else.
Well, part of the reason why that is because of people like you. So thank you for everything that you're doing. a lot of times we think that we're doing it for ourselves. And the beautiful thing is that we learn that we're being an amazing role model, an amazing example, an amazing friend, and in some cases, an amazing partner in this journey to somebody else or to many other people. And it's a beautiful thing to see somebody go from zero, from absolutely the starting point, the starting line, to where you're at and where you're going. And I hope we'll be able to twist your arm to come back on a third time in the near future and keep us updated with what you're doing, and give you a chance to be able to share your message from this platform, because you've certainly earned it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Absolutely love it. Appreciate
Yep.
it. I would love to come back if you'll have me back one day.
All right, everybody, this is Julia Fawcett. You can find her on TikTok. We have her channel up. Have a beautiful afternoon and evening over there.
Thank you.
We'll
Thanks,
talk to you
Dave.
later.
You too.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye. All right, my friends, there you have it. Once again, another amazing Wake Up Legendary episode. Join us here every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll come to you live. We'll bring you more value. We'll bring you more real life examples of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, regular, average marketers becoming legendary in their own right. So thank you guys so much for all the love and the feedback and the comments. They've been blowing up. Please make sure that if you haven't, before you leave, drop Julia a comment below, and let's all, as a family, thank her for taking time out of her already busy day to come and share her value and experience and wisdom with us. You guys have a great day. Thanksgiving's coming up. We're going to be live here each and every day, 365. Well, not 365, but you get it. 52 weeks a year, we'll be live. So know that even on Thanksgiving, you'll have this family, even if you're not able to be with all of your family, some of your family, any of your family. Even if you have no family, know that you have family here, and we'll be live even on Thursday to be with you, to give thanks, and to continue this journey, supporting each and every one of us together every step of the way. Be legendary. Bye-bye.